Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. If you want 3 free stocks, Webull is gonna give you 3 free stocks. When you open up a new Webull brokerage account, put at least 1 penny in that brokerage account, they're gonna give you 3 free stocks valued up to $3,300. So after this video, I want you guys to go to the description box of the video. Click on that Webull link, open up your new Webull account today, put at least 1 penny in there, and go get that free stock and go get that free money. In today's video, I want to talk about what everyone should be doing with their money ASAP. Guys, our economy may be slowing down. We already know the stock market is pretty volatile. We may be going into a bear market. Also, inflation is still pointing in the direction of upward, right? It's increasing. Today, I wanted to give you guys some real key things that you should be doing with your money in order to put you in a position, no matter what happens, you'll still be in a position to be able to take advantage of the situation, right? Now, none of us want our economy to slow down and stop. But in order for inflation to bring itself down and not continue upward, then some things do have to slow down in the economy, right? Which number one is spending. Consumer spending makes up 70% of our economy, and we're doing a lot of that right now, and that's why inflation is up. We got to slow that down. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I still think it's an opportunity for you to be taking care of your money, right? So I'm gonna give you 5 things that I believe if you really consider and start doing these things, you're gonna be in a really good position to win with money long term. So number 1, we should be reducing our spending. Now, how do we reduce our spending? Well, the number 1 tool I recommend you use is a personal budget, right? And the personal budget will allow you to be able to track your income that's coming in. It will also allow you to be able to track your income that's going out in the form of spending, correct? And if you do that, that will help you know exactly how much money you got left over at the end of the month that you could be using to potentially be investing, right? Now, I've worked with people who don't practice budgeting. They never know what's coming in or what's going out. And that's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion, guys. We gotta always know exactly what we're doing with our money. And having that personal budget will help you do that. It will help you reduce your spending. Now, some of the things you wanna look for when you're doing the budget, you wanna be concentrating on things that are needs versus wants. Most of us, when we look at our expenses, we have a combination of both of those things, right? We have our necessities, food, shelter, you know what I mean? Insurance, clothing, transportation. These are things we need and they're vital to life. But then there are some things on that want side that are not vital to life. Shopping sprees, going out to eat, buying luxury cars, living in a house that you can't afford to live in, right? So some of these things we spend our money on are not things we should be spending it on. And I think if you sit down, and I do it the old-fashioned way, piece of paper and a pencil, and I start writing down all of my income, I write down all of my expenses, and the goal is to reduce my spending. So I want to cut out some of those things on the expense side. If you do that, I think it will help you track your money better and it will help you reduce your spending. The second thing I recommend you start doing with your money is saving. Now, when I'm talking about saving here, I'm really talking about building up an emergency fund. Guys, it is a proven fact that 67% of Americans don't have at least $1,000 in savings. So that tells me 67% of Americans don't have an emergency fund that's adequate enough to cover 3 to 6 months of their expenses. And guys, I don't want you to fall into that category, right? So you gotta start saving. Now, what's gonna help you save is doing that personal budget we talked about in step one, reducing your expenses and reducing your spending. So if you do that, then you'll have money left over to start then putting away for that emergency fund. And like I mentioned, that emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months of your expenses. And really when I'm talking expenses there, it should really be your essential expenses. Should not include things that you don't need like wants, right? It should just be 3 to 6 months of your expenses for you to be able to maintain your lifestyle in the event some were to catastrophically happen and you weren't able to earn income, right? Step number 3, what you should be doing with your money ASAP is increasing your money, right? You need to be increasing your income, guys. You should always be looking for opportunities to add more value, right? See, if you become more valuable, whether it be to an employer, whether it be in your own business, then in my opinion, you increase your income, right? We should always be looking for opportunities to add an additional skill set that allows us to make more money, right? Especially side hustles. We should be adding side hustles. We should be looking at skills that we have or hobbies that we are involved in and seeing if there's an opportunity for us to turn those hobbies and those interests into income, right? I can remember when I was, early on in banking, I'm climbing the corporate ladder, but I wasn't making enough money. So I had to figure out a way to increase my income. And I did that through side hustles. I created eBay stores, I created luxury watch sales, and those two hobbies of mine, I turned them into income streams. So right now, guys, where we're in these uncertain times, you should be looking at ways to increase your income, whether that be being a better employee, getting more opportunity to get raises and bonuses, whether that be in your own business, where you're starting to really make things happen in your own business and creating more income. And then again, side hustles are a good one. Take the things that you enjoy doing and turn them into income streams. The fourth step is do not stop investing. Even though we're not sure what's going to be happening with the stock market, right? Right now, it's volatile. One day it's good, one day it's bad. We got high inflation, and we're just not sure what's going to happen. And I don't want you to fall into the trap of saying, you know something, since I don't know what's going to be happening with the stock market, I'm just going to keep my money in the bank in my savings account. I just want to be safe. Guys, let me tell you, there's not one 10-year period in the history of the stock market where the stock market has performed at a negative. So what that tells you is the stock market long term is a good way to increase your wealth, right? It's a good place to put money and multiply it. In the short term, yeah, it may be volatile right now. But guys, you can't look at it from a short-term perspective. Look at it from a longer-term perspective. Go out and do your homework online and see how the stock market has performed over the last 100 years. And you'll see, on average, it's performed around 7 to 10% return on your investment. So don't be afraid. Continue to invest, even though we're not sure what's happening right now with the market. Continue to dollar cost average in. So every month, you should have a certain dollar amount that you're putting in, and you continue to put money in the stock market so that it can grow your wealth. Like I said, history tells us it will grow your wealth, but you got to have a long-term perspective when you start doing it. The fifth step, guys, is to maximize your money. Now, in step number 4, I said don't stop investing. Step number 5, we're going to continue investing, but we're going to maximize that money, right? Now, there are 3 things I want you to think about doing with that money while you're investing it, if you aren't already doing this. Number 1 is Roth IRA. Roth IRA is a post-tax retirement account. All that means is the money that you invest in a Roth IRA has already been taxed. When it grows over a number of years, it grows tax-free. So when you get to 59 and a half, let's say you got $500,000 in that Roth IRA. At 59 and a half, and you start taking money from it, you won't be taxed on it. So I think the Roth IRA is one of the best retirement vehicles you can use. I would ask you guys to check with your CPA, your tax advisor, go out online and do you some research to see if you qualify for opening up a Roth IRA. Now, the next investment vehicle I want you to think about is the 401k, which is the pre-tax. All that means is the money that you invest in a 401k, normally it's an employer-sponsored retirement plan. When you put money in there, it hasn't been taxed. So when you get paid, before they tax you on what they pay you, boom, they take money out and they put it in that 401k for you. But now that grows what? Tax deferred. So when you get to 59 and a half and you need that money, you may have to pay some taxes on it. You may not. You'll have to check with your CPA or your tax advisor at that time. But it is a great retirement account to put money in to build wealth long term. The last investment vehicle I want to talk about is a taxable brokerage account. Now, the taxable brokerage account is where you're going to put all the rest of your money. If you put money in a Roth, you put money in your 401k, but you still got income left over that you want to invest, you would just simply put that in a taxable brokerage account. Now, a taxable brokerage account is similar to the Webull brokerage app that I recommended earlier in the video. That is a taxable brokerage account. Now, you can also do a Roth IRA with the Webull account, but it's also a taxable brokerage account. Now, I would ask you again, check with your CPA, check with your tax advisor, go out online and do some research on taxable brokerage account so that you know what you're getting yourself into. Step number 6, what would you be investing that money into? Now, let's talk about several different types of actual investments. We talked about in step 5, Roth IRA, 401k, and we talked about taxable brokerage account. Step number 6 is actually what goes into those investment vehicles. And I recommend you think about ETFs, which are exchange traded funds. Think about index funds. You can even think about individual stocks. You can think about cryptocurrency. Now, there are a lot of things you can put your money into from an investment standpoint. You have to really think about what is your long-term strategy? What is your risk tolerance? Are you a conservative investor? Are you a moderate investor? Are you an aggressive investor? And if you determine which one of those 3 you are, then you can go out and find investments that match up with that risk tolerance, right? See, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so I don't take money from people, invest it for them, right? What I do on this channel is I share with you the investments I make, and I talk about what it has done for my net worth and for my wealth. You guys know I'm a big ETF guy and index fund guy. I'm not necessarily a huge crypto guy or a huge individual stock guy. I'm a ETF and index fund investor, right? And I like the S&P 500 ETFs. I like the total stock market. I like technology ETFs. I like real estate ETFs. So there's a lot of things out there that you can put your money in when you're thinking about those 3 vehicles we mentioned in step number 5. Well, guys, that's it for me today. I wanted to give you these 6 steps that you should be doing with your money right now, ASAP. Drop me some comments and let me know what you think about the video. And again, if you haven't gotten those 3 free stocks from Webull, click on that link. Open up your new Webull account today. Get those 3 free stocks. Go get that free money, guys. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash that like button. Thoughts become things. You can see it in your mind. You can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.